Welcome back here, folks, for another epic episode of The Corner. We are back here for the third night in the row, all all chilled out with that The Rock energy backing us up in the back of my minds. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? We got my world-renowned academic expert Troy Trustrup on the other end of the line. What's up, Troy? How are you doing, man?
Yeah,
you good?
I am pretty good, and I was just while you were talking there, I didn't hear one word. But that's the beautiful thing of starting the recording together with on Watch Together, on a countdown timer on Watch Together, because the lag will not be recorded by OBS. We will record as if we're sitting in the same room. So that is the beautiful thing that I just wanted to put in there just for the background commentaries on this podcast. Yeah, we are back here. I'm a little bit of more sound mind than I was yesterday. I had a little bit of whiskey, maybe one more. Maybe.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean, like it was all therapeutic amounts anyways, so it doesn't matter anything in the long run.
No, and I was able to function today. I was able to take the bike 20 kilometers to university, get a lot of was at a lecture, got a lot of material read on the absolutism, what you call absolutism and constitutional monarchy. We can talk about a little bit about that today if you want. And then I went home 20 kilometers. So I've been bicycling 40 kilometers today. It's getting usual for me.
Right.
But yeah, keeps me fit. Keeps me fit.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Yeah, crazy Viking.
Crazy Viking, yeah.
And oh yeah, did I mention the last probably 2 or 3 kilometers is in complete pitch black. So when I come out to a little suburb called Tranberg, that's the last place where there's actually street lights, and then you just come to a bridge and you can just see like this engulfing darkness that just engulfs you and completely swallows you up, and then you get this I don't know, this like kind of it's a little bit hard to describe. It's not fear. It's like this form of ecstasy. This this ecstasy that overtakes you, and then you actually kind of get a little silly, because I don't know, like if you want to hear about this, because this is a little off topic. But it is an interesting feeling. I don't know if you've ever tried that. I don't know if you've ever tried that. To walk in a forest when it's pitch black all alone.
Yes, I've tried that.
Yeah, right. You get don't you get that that especially if you're unarmed, if you don't have a knife or a weapon of some sort on you, you get this silly feeling like you just want to like lull a song or something, like la, 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 like that kind of stuff.
No.
But I do.
That said, though, I have never walked in the forest unarmed as far back in my life as I can remember. I always at least have like a knife on me if I go into the forest, because I'm usually using it to I don't know the English term for it, but I'm not in a forest unless I'm planning on like putting up a bonfire, even if I am by myself, and to fry up some hot dogs, and then need a knife to make a stick to fry the hot dog on,
Yeah, but like
I know.
But of course, another...
No, I've never walked in a forest like that, at night, unarmed. Haven't had cause to.
But I've read places that when you are unarmed and you are alone, then it is you would think that you would be scared or like that you would show fear, but it's actually it kind of has like a reverse effect on you, that maybe there's so much fear that your body is not able to take it, and then you just automatically switch over into joy, because I don't know.
Maybe,
I don't know if you know.
or
Yeah.
like
The center in the brain that controls fear is right next to the center that controls happiness.
I can't say that I've ever experienced that. But like in my opinion, like if I'm walking down a street in Hamburg on like say like fucking Reeperbahn in the middle of the night, right? Or in Kreuzberg, in Kreuzberg, Berlin. I'm not afraid, like even if I am walking alone. I have walked at Kreuzberg alone at night, home from a pub in Berlin before, and I have never been afraid, because like in my mind I have like been like thinking like, sure, if somebody fucking attacks me, he is in just as bad position as I am, because as a human I'm just as lethal as a guy that would attack me in my mind, like because this isn't fucking Blood and Bone or some Jackie Chan shit where you're like you're suddenly going to be attacked by some kung fu master at 3 a.m. right? No. Who's going to attack you would be like a robbing piece of shit or something, right? So you are just as dangerous, right? And then
the odds are even lower when you're just driving through a field, like which is in my case where I have this 3 kilometer stretch.
Right,
pitch black fields.
Because there won't be anybody attacking you. But what I'm saying is that if somebody were to attack you, you're free to go full on animalistic mode, using anything in your nearby vicinity to defend yourself to any extent, since you're fearing for your life, right? And this is something that I have read up on. It doesn't happen as often as you would think, because humans out of nature would like to avoid conflict. So there is extremely few people that are walking around at night in any place of the world thinking like that's the guy that I'm going to attack and rob. Yep. Right.
Yeah, because conflict by its nature is just an emergency state, and it because it will tear the individual that engages in the conflict down. It will create repercussions and consequences to your body, which is why, and of course, the individual will want to avoid that.
Right. Like I can link this article in the description later. For instance, there was this case in Oslo a couple of years back, right, where there was a burglar breaking into a house, like a nice house, right? But the family man, like he went full on animalistic mode, because he knew that he had his kids in the house and the mother was out traveling for a job or work or whatever, right? So fearing for his kid's life, right? He just blatantly attacks this burglar, right? Like, what the fuck are you doing in my house, motherfucker, right? And the guy does have like a bat or something, but he takes the bat away from him, throws it away, and lunges on him with his fist, and he punches till and keeps on punching till this guy needs life support at fucking intensive care at the hospital. Right.
Wow.
so you would like think that and you like you and like let me ask you, was he in his right? In your opinion, was he in his right to do that?
To punch the burglar.
Yeah. Beyond the point of unconsciousness, since like this guy has had to go to intensive care fighting for life and death at the hospital.
No, I don't think so, because there is this principle within law, I don't know what it's called, that you have...
Sure, I know it.
You gotta make the punishment fit the crime.
No, the correct term in the Western Europe world where we live in is only to use violence in the extent that is necessary.
No, right. Yeah.
That is the correct thing. But the thing is, like that, he wouldn't be thinking like that. He wouldn't be thinking like that at all. He was like thinking, I gotta protect my kids, and this threat needs to get neutralized ASAP. So knocking him out isn't going to do it, because he might fucking wake up again, and then he's a threat again, right? So like this is a really interesting case, because at first he was actually charged for violent assault against the burglar, and was like facing years in prison for it. But the media around it managed to reverse the case, because it was very clear within society that this man was in his full right protecting his children. And any father could like see that, like, okay, he was actually just fucking protecting his family, right? And sure, it could have been, and sure, like this could have been worse, like he could have found a kitchen knife and killed the motherfucker, right? But he didn't. He used his hands and like went this beast mode on him and punched him down, like sending him to the hospital. But still, I believe that he was in his full right to do so, because you wouldn't be thinking clearly, like you're like going completely over to survival instincts, right? If a guy were to break into your home with a gun or a bat or a knife or something, right, and you don't have the option to flee because you have people in your home that you care about, that you need to protect, right, you're not going to think anything else than, I gotta neutralize this threat any means necessary.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you don't get to think it all the way through, as you can do in a courtroom, where they can just roll back and analyze the situation from all different angles and call in witnesses and stuff. No, you can't do that when you're out in the real world, and that's what makes it tricky.
Yeah, because you're literally going off your own instincts, right? But the scary thing is that, like, okay, if this guy had like been a member of a gun club and he had a gun and he just outright shot the guy dead, that would be in prison, because that would be a clear case of he went beyond the necessary measures to take, right?
No.
And this is what would have been in the court of law. Was it necessary to shoot the guy? No. There was tons of other things that you could have done, but you didn't, right?
No.
So it's a fine line. But of course, if you were in America, then like it's free for all. If somebody comes into your house armed or not armed, you're free to engage that guy with lethal force.
No.
But again, like, this is very different in the United States, because in the United States it has a big say if the threat is outside your house or outside the door or inside. Because if the threat is outside, you need to warn. At least in the most of the states, you would need to warn the person that you're armed and you're willing to shoot, right?
No.
But they come in and you're like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So that's the I don't know if you've heard of
That's,
any. I don't know if you've heard of any similar cases in Denmark.
No, actually not. But what I find interesting
No.
about this is that we have that the law system, and this actually directly ties to what I just had about in. Or I did this is actually first for the session tomorrow. Man, like I've been reading so much about Britain's laws and parliament and politics and all this stuff that monarchy and parliament, constitutional monarchies. That it all just starts to blend together. That I keep forgetting that the stuff that I read today about the contemporary British Parliament is for the session tomorrow.
Yeah.
To have, and the 17th century absolutism was what I had today. But it like through this whole thing that I've that I had about today, I have come to realize that not just British people but Americans, English speakers and people of the English language, if I may say that, sure love them a good courtroom and a wide-ranging law system. Holy shit, man! I mean, like, in that regard, we are quite more laissez-faire here in leaned back casual in Denmark.
What does that word mean?
With regards to law, because there, I mean, especially in America, everybody can sue everybody. Like, it's not for nothing that you have the saying, America is the home of the free, and the country of the lawsuit, or something like that. Because it's just crazy, like the system of not just the law system but also the political system, with the electoral votes and all this crap, which we don't have here either. So
you don't?
like, no, we don't. Like I actually figured out that they have it in Britain too. They have these electoral votes, which is basically you vote for a candidate or you vote for a party, and then those candidates they cast these electoral votes, which are that each member that you vote, like you vote for a politician, and those politicians, they have a certain amount of seats that they can then vote for when they have been voted for. So you don't actually, in America and Britain, you don't actually vote directly for the politicians. You vote for the politicians to then vote who is going to have seats in government. And that's I don't know if it's fucked up, but it's definitely more complicated than here, where if you cast a vote on, let's say, Helle Thorning or Lars Løkke, then he will get that seat because you voted for that. But it's not the way. That's actually why. That's actually why Donald Trump received more votes, I think, during the election, but he didn't. He didn't become president because Biden held more electoral votes, or the people that voted for Biden and his party, they had more electoral votes to cast than Trump's party.
College electorates,
so, yeah,
yes.
Definitely a complicated system, if there ever was one. And I'm glad I don't I don't live there, honestly, because it is quite. Your hairs go grey when you talk about it.
America is home of the brave, man.
Home
Land of opportunity, and home of the brave.
Home of the
Can
brave
never-
and country of the lawsuit.
Sure thing. But like one thing about America that they have nailed, I think, is this thing with like punitive damages. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, but I couldn't explain it.
It is basically if you're suing a company in Denmark, right? Then the amount that you can sue for is very little, and it wouldn't really make a dent in $1 billion company. However, in the United States, if they find $1 billion company guilty of wrongdoing, they can sentence it to pay billions in damages, to whoever is suing it.
But that,
to make a point.
That already rings alarm clocks to me, because what if they what if the reverse happens, that $1 billion company decides we're going to drive out all our small time competitors and sue them for billions, sue them for a couple of millions, and hire the best lawyers, so we will make sure we win this, and then we can drive them out of business.
You still need cause. To do it, and to find that
they have lawyers to find
is difficult
that cause.
for small.
That's no problem.
Nah, man, and also you'd have a judge to sign off it, but still, these punitive damages, they aren't purposed for making a company bankrupt. But they're purposed to make it sting, to make it a lesson, to make it a statement for the next $1 billion company that is thinking of like doing the same, breaking the law in the same matter.
They're
John Grisham,
but
John,
there's a long way from purpose to what actually happens, and bribes to judges, I believe, is also a thing that has been in the media at some point.
But anyways, John Grisham is famed for having written books and novels about this thing, about punitive damages, i.e. the Pelican Report and the Air. So that's that,
Yeah. John Grisham is also one of those writers who writes very, very complicated sentences, who just like gets lost in a train of thought, and then comma after comma after comma after comma after comma, and then comes a dot after 20 commas.
Well, you get used to it though, if you ever do read some of him. And
it's not easy to read, that's for sure.
It's not the most complicated English I've read either. And I have read quite a few John Grisham novels in my time. So now you get used to the languages. There is like a few words that you might Google when reading it, like what does this word mean, right? But still, you pick it up, you learn it, and you can yourself place the word in context, right?
Yeah. Like if you go to someone like William Shakespeare, for instance, he does the same thing, but that's on a whole other level. Of course, that's also a few centuries before, but that is just like, wow, really, really difficult to understand. I'm trying to find the play that I downloaded a couple of weeks ago that I'm supposed to read this semester too, but I haven't started with it yet. I should start with it soon, because we actually have, for this semester, we have this play by William Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream, that I have to read. And then I have to read a book called Mouse. Fucking book from about, like, I don't know, it's an autobiography by a dude called Art Spiegelman, who was a Polish Jew during the Second World War. But anyway, back to this Midnight Summer's Dream of William Shakespeare. So let me just take a random quote here. Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. That doesn't really rhyme though. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon. That was a quote from A Midnight Summer's Dream, William Shakespeare.
Damn. What a character, huh?
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That's fucking...
The character is called Puck. Man, I really can't wait to read this because, fuck, man, this seems like very, very nicely written with rhymes and shit.
All right.
It's gonna be epic. But
Gonna
not
be
tonight.
epic, man. And also, you know, like I know that we're coming up like on like 30 minutes here, so we're going to end it pretty soon.
Yeah.
I also want to like mention before we end it here that there is coming an episode at some point when Alexander is done editing, where it is about our epic journey to Aarhus.
Yeah.
Right.
And might get started on it this weekend, but
for sure.
Like maybe we're gonna have to wait until after the autumn holidays. So we're talking after week 42 in October.
For sure.
Look forward to that one.
And Troy is also coming down here again soon, in a month or two, where we're going to have another excursion, either to Flensburg, or it's just going to be us camp, wait, man, I'm not finished. Or it's going to be us camping out at some place in a forest, barbecuing some stuff and drinking beers.
Yeah,
one of the two.
It's going to be Colling or Weil.
Yeah, in a park.
That's not so far from me.
In a park. He's going to take the bus there.
In a park, yeah. And
at night.
Night. It's gonna be. We can give a little teaser here. It's going to be something like the coroner roughing it on a park bench.
Right.
Like two heroin junkies.
It has to be possible to find a park with a barbecue pit or something, because I've seen a lot of those, that there is possible to barbecue in parks as long as you bring your own coal.
Yeah, that would be epic.
Yeah. Or else I just need to strap the Weber grill on the trailer and drive up there with the grill.
Gonna make the beef stew.
Gotta make the beef stew, man. Yeah.
Epic shit.
All right, I think that's it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to YouTube for this epic episode of the podcast. Third day in the row of suiting up after work. Third day in the row getting Troy on the line, and third day on the row with that rock energy. Sleep is for losers.
Can I ask something or just state something? I don't know. I'm really interested in seeing how long you can keep this up.
You know, like we're
The
going to
rock
keep this.
energy
I'm going to, you
routine
know,
thing you
I'm
got
going to
going
keep,
on.
you know what? I'm going to keep this up for as long as you're online at 11 p.m. in the evening. Right, and I'm going to be here, suited up, ready for another podcast.
Well, that's
all right.
not going to be. Yeah, we're already going to break it then tomorrow, because tomorrow I have the blacklist evening with Mathis. So
Well, then it's just going to be me here talking in a solo podcast, all suited up again. Maybe a different tie, maybe a different shirt. I don't know. We'll figure it out tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace out. Don't forget to do a sub and share the shit out of this with your friends. All right. Check you later, guys. Peace out.